Whammy. Whammy gunslinger. All right. Let me make sure I ain't got no more donuts left on my lips. All right. So I just got done talking about Taurus. And now I want to get to the nitty gritty because I was just talking about the history and whatnot with Taurus. So Taurus completely changed their image. Okay. Now there's a lot of people that don't know much about Taurus as far as what they've done in the last 5 years. And so they just remember the old Taurus and like, I don't want to deal with it. And I completely understand. Like, I completely understand. Their quality control was just very iffy. They weren't the worst by far, but they weren't good either. You know, the quality control, I mean. If you got a good Taurus, you've got a good gun. But that's the problem. If you got a good Taurus. If you didn't get a good, a nice made Taurus, then, you got a problem, you got a headache. You got to send it back to them. Their customer service sucked. All that kind of stuff. But now, from what I know, they've got like new management or something. I mean, they completely redid everything. Like the old Taurus is dead. This is something completely new. They could have renamed it something. I mean, this is something so different what they're doing now. So what you have out there is the Taurus PT111 G2, the Taurus G3, and the G3C. In fact, there's really just three, and those three have compacts with it. So let me redo this again. They have the PT111 G2. They have the Taurus G3. And then they have the Taurus TH9 or TH series. All three of those come with a compact version. So there's a PT111 G2C. There's a Taurus G3C. And there's a Taurus TH9C. C standing for compact, okay? So I've shot all of them now. It took me a while to shoot a G3, but I've shot all of them now. I like all of them. I personally bought their Taurus TH series, the TH9C. Now, these are Taurus's like high grade, high level guns. The G3s they're great. They're especially being a Taurus like that. That's what I mean. All these guns are like, they're amazing. And for the price, it's a no-brainer. And it's the reason why they've sold so much in the last 4 years. I mean, they've took off. So I bought this for a couple reasons. Now, the Taurus G2 and G3, which are great guns, they don't have a hammer here, okay? They're striker fired, like a Glock. A Glock doesn't have a hammer, for those you don't know. This has a decocker. So you see my hammer back? Now I just decocked it. It's crazy to say this, but this gun, this is a Taurus I'm about to say this about. This gun is extremely advanced. This is a very advanced pistol. It's a trip. So I'm going to clear this guy. All right, we're clear. So the Taurus TH series, you have the full size where the full size, the grip is like this. That's the same length grip as the regular Taurus TH series. The barrel is a little longer on the TH. This is the compact version. So the barrel's a little shorter and grip a little shorter. But see, that's what makes this so dope is that I'm now at 13 rounds and I'm in a subcompact frame, okay? Subcompact. This is just a little smaller than the Glock 26. All right, so if I want to change things, now I have a full grip right? Like a Glock 17 or Glock 19X. So a Glock 19X has a full grip with a Glock 19 barrel. So it has a shorter barrel with a longer grip. That's exactly what this is. That's exactly what this is. This is a long grip, 17 rounds, right? 17 rounds, and we have a shorter slide. And this, in fact, is even shorter than a Glock 19. So you really get that feeling, that good feeling that a lot of you were getting with the 19X because you had the long grip and the short slide. You get it even more with this. I know it's a Taurus, but Taurus is not the Taurus of the old. They've proven this now. This isn't even a conversation. It's not even a if. They are way better than what they were before. They are pushing crazy numbers. They're not showing up at the gunsmith like crazy like they used to. They're actually being put into cycle at gun ranges to be rented, and they are lasting and lasting and lasting. All right. That's the G2, the G3, and the TH. All three of them. All right. So they're all good guns. Yes, the old Tauruses were iffy. The new Tauruses have proven themselves. Now, with the G3 and the G2, it's basic. They have double strike capability. They have double strike capability. And what that means is when you pull the trigger, if for what crazy something happens, bad primer, bad bullet, bad primer, you pull the trigger, nothing happens. You can pull it again and it'll strike again. Okay. Now this does it because yes, it's a double action, single action gun, but the G2 and the G3 do the same thing, and they're not hammer fired, but they still have double strike capability. Taurus have been doing that since like 2006 or something like that. So they have double strike capability, and then they're just a good gun, right? They fit good in a lot of people's hands. They shoot well. They are reliable. Okay, and they have a great quality control record. This is a new Taurus. These guys are awesome. All right. So with the G3 and the G2, I don't really have much else to say about them besides what I've already said. Okay. Good guns. If that's the one that you see and you want, get it. It's a good gun. It's going to last you. It's reliable. It works. This is the Taurus TH series. And with the TH series, they are Taurus's current high level guns, high level models. So this is, now I've put a bunch of stickers on here. In fact, I don't even put my Taurus in this box anymore. I use it for my P80. Okay. But this was once the Taurus's box, and none of the other ones come in a nice box. Like they come in cardboard boxes, but the TH models, they come in these really nice boxes, right? Cut out, comes with 2 mags. I mean, cool stuff. So they come in a nice box, man. That's just a plus, just to have a nice box. There's no Glock box that's that nice. You know what I mean? So, boom. Now, why do I like this? Because, again, I can go from compact, 13 round, compact, easy to conceal. When you're concealing, what you're dealing with is the grip, not the barrel. You're dealing with the grip. Okay, that's how it's going to go into your holster. So you're dealing with the grip as far as being able to conceal. So boom, that's a 13 round mag. If I want to go full size, boom, there we go. Right? So now I have 17 rounds. Beautiful. 17 rounds, full grip, full size grip. Okay. So you have 2-in-1. You have 2-in-1. You don't have to go, today I'd rather have a little bit more capacity. Or today I just want something small just to throw in, and just go. I don't want to have no. I'm wearing a small T-shirt today. I want to use. I'm going to go ahead and transform it into being, uh, uh, compact, subcompact. It's winter time. We're going downtown with the wife. It can get a little rowdy down there at times. You know what? Let me go with the 17 round. Right? That's one of the many great things about this gun, specifically the Taurus TH9C, because to me, the TH9C, this gun is without a doubt the best gun Taurus has right now. Period. Don't get me wrong. The G2 and G3 are good guns, and I'm not saying anything negative about them. You haven't heard me say anything negative about them. They're great guns, especially for striker fired. They are awesome. They are awesome. But to me, the TH9C is their top dog because of what I just told you. They also have, from the factory, they got steel sights, man. Steel sights from the factory. Okay. Can you see that? I hope you can see that. Steel sights from the factory. For you who don't know what the benefit of that is, there's a couple, but one of the main things is in a situation where you're in a gunfight, your arm gets shot, you can't use it to rack your gun, and you need to rack your gun. You can use these metal sights and you catch it. I wish you could see on my table right now, but you'll catch it and you'll push down on it real quick and hard, and it'll rack it, because you're pressing down on that. With plastic sights, you can still get away with it sometimes, but with metal, you're definitely going to get it, so that's a plus. Also, the texture is the same on the G2, G3, and the TH9. They have great texture. No need to stipple these guys. No need. It already has great texture, straight, from the factory. That's just, it's good grip. All right. Now, all right. So, the other thing, when I said this gun is advanced, and it really is, some people do not understand the benefit of a single action, double action gun. And I'm going to go through it with you real quick. Okay. A single action, double action gun, it allows you to choose between two different trigger pulls and two different safety levels. Now, the gun comes with a external safety. Now, that's a big plus for a lot of people. I'm a Glock guy, so I really don't care about having a safety, but a lot of people do. I mean, our military is demanding to have a safety. A lot of people want and like a safety, an external safety. So it has that safety, but I don't really use it. Now here's what you can do. Okay. Now for me, most of the time, I can carry with the hammer back. Now I'm in single action with a round in the chamber, and I'm ready to go. Put the gun in my holster, and I go about my day. If I want, I can throw that safety up. So now I'm cocked and locked like 1911s, old school, right? That's literally called cocked and locked. So I can carry it like this. And with this, can't pull that trigger. Safety's on, right? But let's say you don't want to carry like this, right? You go, well, it's a good idea, but in a moment of stress, I don't want to have to think about dropping this to pull the trigger. I want to just pull it out and pull the trigger. But I don't like the trigger being that light. I don't like the trigger being able to come back that far. Like it comes all the way back. It doesn't take much pressure. It'll fire and go off. I don't feel comfortable with the hammer back, round in the chamber, carrying it, appendix. Some people won't feel comfortable with that. Doesn't matter what you think. Doesn't matter what you want to do. Someone else, if they get this gun, this is what they feel they don't like, or it doesn't make them feel safe. You do what you need to do. But I'm going over different thought processes when it comes to carrying a gun. And this is why this gun is so advanced. So, person goes, well, I don't want to have the safety up because I don't want to have to think about something else in the moment of truth. And I don't want to just carry it with the hammer back with this, light trigger here. All right. Second option. What they can do instead is, you see, this was a safety, but it's also a decocker. So they can put a round in the chamber and decock. Now, there's a round in the chamber, and the gun is in double action now. And what that means is this. What that means is when I pull this trigger, you're going to see this hammer go back and then forward. So that means there's two things happening at once. The trigger's going back and the hammer's going back. And then the hammer's going to go forward once this goes all the way back. Okay? Two things at once. Watch. Okay? Two things at once. That's double action. Two actions happening. All right, now. He didn't want the cocked and locked. So he decocks. Now he's got a round in the chamber, and no, it doesn't fire if you decock it with a round in the chamber. Let me show you that. Okay, so no round in here. All right. Loaded mag. Mag goes in. Okay, now we have the hammer back, and we are going to decock. Okay. I'm going to press this down. That's decock. Boom. Now, it's decocked right now. Good to go. I can pull the trigger. It'll fire. But the trigger's a lot heavier. It's not that light trigger that you've seen when the hammer was back. Okay? So, let me clear real quick. All right, so now he wants it like this, right? Decocked, round in the chamber. I'm clear. I'm clear. Decocked, round in the chamber. Why? Because look, let me do it from here. That's a different trigger pull. This trigger pull now goes to 9 pounds. Okay, you see that? That took a lot more strength compared to this. You see how that's the wall. Okay, so in single action, it's a very nice trigger. Wall, boom. But when you decock it and you pull the trigger, it has a little bit of slack, but not as much as that. You see how far back that trigger went? Now it's way further, okay? And it takes much more pressure. So it's a safety measure. A lot of people like that because they know, well, in order for this trigger to get pulled, it's a lot of weight has to be pulled on this, and it makes them feel safer. It's not, this super light trigger that they have to be concerned with, okay? It's a little slack. You get a little slack, and it stops right there, okay? And then you got to put in 9 pounds of pressure to pull that all the way through. You got me? All right. I think the horse is dead. All right. So, excuse me. The only reason I'm doing that is because, the person watching this might be, extremely new to guns. extremely new. So I just want to be clear and go over it a few times. Uh, hold on, bear with me. All right, sorry about that. Um, got some health issues going on, but all right, back to business. So where's my other mag? Oh, here we go. So small 13 round mag. We have the 17 round mag. Okay, boom, boom. Now we're on the conditions. Okay, so this is where we have the gun was in single action with the safety on. He goes, I don't like that. Drop the safety, decocks, and now he's carrying it like this with a heavier trigger, which is another layer of safety. The heavier the trigger, the less likely something can accidentally pull this trigger and it go off. When the trigger is in single action, it is a pretty light trigger. So let me show you. We're going to weigh it. So I got you. There we go. Okay. Let's try that again, ladies and gentlemen. It's easy for me if I do it this way. You got to be careful when you're doing this because you don't do it right, you won't get the right reading. So there we go. 4 pounds even. Okay. So to give you an example, Glocks from their factory trigger, Glocks are 5.5 pound triggers. Okay. Some say 5.5. Honestly, I've read more like 5 pounds even. But university people say 5.5 pound trigger. This is a 4 pound trigger, 4 flat. I mean, even my G40 MOS came with a better trigger than normal, and it was still a 4.8 pound trigger. This is a 4 flat in single action. That's a good trigger, okay? But again, it's light. You know, you see how far back it is right there. Now, when I take up the slack, that's where I'm at. You take up the slack, there's a wall. You push past the wall. Once I put 4 pounds of pressure on this, then it fires, right? But now when I put it in double action, there's a little take up. So I hit the wall, and then I'm going to have to use 9 pounds of pressure to pull it all the way through. Okay. So it's another layer of safety. You see the trigger's way out there, right? Now the trigger's way back there in single action. Up there and double, back there and single. Okay. All right. So he feels comfortable with having a round in the chamber and the hammer decocked with the trigger at basically 9 pounds of pressure. No safety because this 9 pounds of pressure is a safety in itself. That's how he likes to carry it. Now, he changes his mind. He doesn't want to carry it like this. Okay, he doesn't want to carry it where there's a little slack. He wants the trigger to be even heavier. All right. So he likes this idea. He likes this idea of putting it in double action and having a heavier trigger. But instead of 9 pounds, he wants it just a little heavier. Can he get a heavier pull? You can. This is an advanced pistol. So this is got a little slack, double action. But now we're going to go into full double action where I'm going to, with my thumb, hold on to this hammer, pull the trigger all the way in, okay, and slowly let this hammer up all the way. And once it's all the way up, I will then release the trigger. That is the full double action. Now there's no slack. See that? There's no slack here. Maybe a tiny of a wobble, but there's no slack. Okay. That's full. That's full double action. So now we're at a 12-pound trigger. Okay. So maybe he wants a round in the chamber, and he wants a even heavier pull, 12-pound trigger, even more extra measure of safety. The heavier it is, the safer in a lot of people's minds. And I mean, it is true to a certain extent. Don't get me wrong. So there's that, right? So we got 3 trigger pulls, and it's on you. You get to choose where you put this gun, what trigger pull you're dealing with. You get 3 different pulls: full double action, half cock double action, single action. Those are 3 completely different setups. Of course, in half cock, I can also throw the safety on, right? If I want, or I can have the safety off. If I want to go to the full double action and throw the safety on, I can do that too. Now, to me, that's just way too much safety at this point. Like, that's just too much for me. But for some people, that's what they might want. They might want the entire 12-pound trigger with the safety on because they're brand new to guns and it's kind of scary, and they want as much safety protecting them from hurting their own selves as possible, and it's understandable. Once they get more training, they'll understand their gun more, they'll understand how things work, and they'll probably loosen up on that. So that's what you get with this, is you got those 3 different initial trigger pulls. Now, once the gun fires, it will continuously stay in single action. You'll get that nice 4-pound trigger pull each time, unless you go to reset. What's reset? I've talked about it in a different post. You can Google reset. I'm not going to go too far into it, but reset is when you pull the trigger. When you pull the trigger, okay, maybe I can do it from here. Okay, when you pull the trigger, hammer goes forward, the gun goes off, bullet takes off, and the slide then kicks all the way back, kicks out the shell, goes back home, and now it's loaded another round. Now, reset means I'm going to let this trigger go up just a little bit, just until I hear the click. That means the trigger is reset and I can pull it back again. I don't have to let it go all the way forward in order to pull the trigger again. I can, right there. See that? That's the reset. Now I can go back and pull it again. Okay. That's the reset. However, if I want to let it go all the way out, you can do that. Now, reset, we know, is about right there. That's reset. But full, to let go of it completely, it goes up more. Okay. That's about where the reset is at. That's fully letting go of the trigger. So you don't have to come all the way out here to pull the trigger again. Right? You can just go to reset, stop, come back. So it has a very nice reset. This trigger has a very nice reset. It's a very nice reset. It's a very nice trigger. It really is. It's better than any stock Glock trigger. You can bet that. Hold on. Okay. I'm a protector. Heard something outside. I had to check it. You know how I get down. All right. So, advanced gun, right? So imagine a new shooter hearing all this. That's a lot of information I just gave. It really is. It's an advanced pistol, but it doesn't have to be complicated at all because you don't have to use any of that stuff I just said. You can use it just regular. But again, what I was saying is this trigger is better than any stock Glock trigger, period. Okay, period. So for those who go, oh, the Taurus trigger, Taurus TH9, I don't like the trigger. Well, you must hate Glock triggers. You must hate them. You must hate M&P stock triggers. This is better than both. Easy, period. You just see me weigh those stock triggers, and you'll see you got to get an aftermarket trigger in order to, get a trigger as nice as this. So Um, it also has ambidextrous magazine release. So you can, you see it's here, it's on this side, and it's on this side. So you can drop the mag from either side, okay? So that's good for those who might be left-handed. Um, and of course, we already went through the decocker, and the decocker takes you to half cock. It doesn't take you to the full um, double action. It takes you to more of the half, and it's not. They call it. People say half cock. That's really from the single action revolver days. This is not a half cock. It's more of maybe like a quarter cock. You know, you're not coming back very far. So, in other words, you see how far up the hammer is, right? How far that up is. How far that up is. How far up that is. So that's full. Now, to go to the next level, you're going to see now it's back that far. See the difference? So from here all the way up, right? And we want to go to the next level. It's not a half cock, it's more of a quarter cock. It's going to go back just a little, about a quarter of the way. It's going to go back. Okay, right there, about quarter of the way. And then to go back all the way, you're going to go all the way down there. Okay. Now we're going to go back up again to the half cock, the quarter cock. We're going to go back up with the decocker. Boom, it's there. And then all the way up. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. All right, so there's those three options you have on the initial trigger pull. And that's awesome. You don't get that with every double action, single action handgun. This is a Taurus. This cost me, what was this, $400? I want to say I paid $399 or $299. I don't remember. Sorry, you guys, don't quote me on that. I think it was $299. I think it was I don't believe I paid no $499. I believe it was $299 how much these cost. And so regardless, that's amazing because again, most double action, single action, um, I don't want to say most, but a lot does not have these features. A lot of them don't even have a decocker. Okay, they don't have a decocker. In order to go from single action back up, you actually have to do this, right? You have to do that with your hand, what I just did. But this has a decocker. It'll just take you straight there. You don't have to worry about accidentally your thumb slipping. You know, if you pull the trigger back and you hold it, you accidentally slip, it goes forward, gun goes off. To avoid that even being a possibility, you just hit the decocker and you know it's not going to go off. The decocker guarantees you that you can put that hammer up forward and it will not go off. You don't have to worry about any kind of slippage or anything like that, right? Another safety measure. If you want to look at it that way. So also the texture on here is really grippy. Like it's not like there's front serrations, right? But yet and still, it's very loose. Like that's much smoother than my Glocks or any other gun that I have or had. It's really smooth. It's light. You know, for maybe an elderly person who has a hard time pulling the slide back, it's hard for them. It won't be with this. It's very easy to pull this back. Very easy. Okay. Very easy. So that's another pro is that, you know, this easy to pull back. Boom, putting it back in double action. And so that's about it. Oh, the sights are great, dead on. The gun's accurate. That's the other thing. It's great. It's a very accurate gun. It's easy to take down, to field strip. So if you want to field strip the gun, right, you just like a Glock, where you pull these down right here on the side, and then you go forward, right, and you take it apart, just like that. Double recoil spring. Boom. There goes the barrel. And you see how it kind of bowls at the end right there. So go ahead and put this back in. Just like that. There we go. Get in there. There we go. All right. So that's that with the Taurus TH9C. To me, it's the best gun that Taurus has available right now, bar none. Oh, one more thing. Let's go back over something. One last thing. I also like carrying one of these mag pouch, right? And you get a universal mag pouch, and the mags for the Taurus, they fit right in there, just perfect. Just like a Glock fits perfect in there, so do these. Here's the full size. Fits right in there. Okay. Now, again, guys, we have the 13 round mag, and now we're in subcompact. We have the full size mag. Now we are full size grip, and we have 17 rounds. But if you're like me, when you get home, let's say this is your only gun. First gun you get is going to be a pistol. Makes sense because you can carry it everywhere you go, and you can use it as home defense. Doesn't mean it's the greatest tool, but it works. And you can go watch Active Self-Protection to prove that point. Many people use a handgun for home defense, and they got the hell out of that house, okay? So if you're like me, you get home. If I was carrying the 13-round mag when I was out all day, I'm definitely going to take that out and put the 17-round mag in because I'm at home now. And I want as many rounds as possible while I'm at home. So you can look and look and look online, and you will not find a longer mag for the Taurus TH9. But if you are a Whammy subscriber, if you are on Whammies on Facebook, or you are my family or my friend, you now know that there is this. Okay? This is a 30-round mag. Boom. Yes, it works. Yes, it functions flawlessly. In fact, it's actually 33-round mag. Okay. They say it's a 32, but I fit 33 and it works perfect. Okay. So when I get home, this is what's in the gun. Okay. Because being in a situation where someone breaks in your house, you saying, man, I wish I had less ammo. That's just not a thought. That's not happening. Said no man ever, right? You want as many rounds as you possibly can have. And so with that being said, if you get a Taurus TH9, you can get a 30-round mag for it. No, it's not. You're not going to be able to go online and put TH9 30-round mag and a mag pop up. It's not happening. It's a specific mag that fits the Taurus TH9. If you would like to know what mag that is, you can either do your research, or if you comment below and ask, how do you get it? Where did you get it? I'll answer you down low. Or if you join Whammies on Facebook, you can ask me there, and all my members in Whammy will know the answer to that. Okay? They'll know how to get this for their Taurus TH9 or TH9C. They take the same mag. Okay? That's it. That's all. 30 rounder. And for comics purpose, yes, that fits in there too. Subcompact, full size, home improvement.